Hello, hello, and welcome, or should I say ho, 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 Christmas cousins? I'm Cousin Chad.
And I'm Cousin Seth.
Cousin Seth is
Yes.
here, yes. Sheesh, no matter how many years I've known you, Seth, which is my
Yeah,
whole life, literally, you always bring a smile to my face. It's amazing. How do you do that, Seth?
I don't know.
Do I do that to
It's
you? Do I bring a smile to your face?
yeah, I think
Don't
so. A
lie.
lot of the build up to seeing, no, absolutely. The
He's
build up to
lying.
seeing
He's
you.
lying.
I remember all those days of cruising down the Garden State Expressway or Parkway to
Uh-huh.
just about to meet at the halfway point between Atlantic City and Tom's River. And yeah,
Look
like
at
I'm going to
this
see my
guy.
cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I love this. Okay. He is good lying. Speaking of, we are here joined by two luminaries. So for those of you who are newer to the show, I'm Cousin Chad. That was Cousin Seth, who just said he looks forward to seeing me. I think he does. I think he's being sincere. But this show is all about, I'm kind of his seasonal Sherpa. I take him through the season, teach him to love the seasons, especially Christmas in particular, to show him all the great stuff there is to do. Because before then, he was doing nothing but either staring at a wall, drinking black coffee, or yelling at CNN or something. So this is now his new journey that we're taking, which is wonderful. So Seth, welcome. But also, we've got one of the crowd favorites here. We've got the monetized YouTube sensation of 2025. You know him. You love him. He's got 2 windows in his room and a ton of great expensive artifacts some may call knickknacks or tchotchkes. We have Joe, the Christmas aficionado. Welcome, Joe.
Hello.
Monetized. Look at you, Joe, looking resplendent.
So you almost started like introducing us by speaking of lying. You started saying that, and then you quickly changed it. So I'm glad.
I did think that was a weird segue, and I didn't mean that, so I had to, I had to do that.
As
I'm
far
running
as
with that.
shams go,
Yeah.
this guy touts himself as an aficionado of Christmas.
The Bernie Madoff of Christmas, everybody, the Christmas aficionado. But on top of this, you're not the only 2 stars here today, everybody. We have a returning guest, a fan favorite, a cousin, so to speak, with some Jersey roots. We have, you may know her as Sally in Knives Out. She's working opposite Jamie Lee Curtis, Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, a ton of other A-listers, a part that was specially written for her, may I add. But she's also a singer. She has a single, For Christmas, which is out now. She's a writer and director. Her short, Mama Mama, debuted in mid-2024. And she is most known for her multiple appearances on the Christmas Cousins podcast. Welcome, actor / everything multi-talented legend Kerry Frances, everybody. Welcome.
Thank you for having me back. I love being here with my Jersey cousins, so it's very exciting, and thank you for that great intro.
You're welcome. We love having you here. Kerry, the main question is, are you considered just a future Hollywood legend or current Hollywood legend? That's what I'm trying to find out right now.
That's a great question. One I ask myself daily. And I would say a little bit of both. Let's go with a little bit of both. Lots of things going on, and it's very exciting. So
I love that. And out of all the big stars you work with, are you most nervous around Cousin Seth? Because I am.
I am. Yeah. I've done a few hours of meditation prep this morning,
Nice.
and I really had to ground my energy. And I said, look, he's just a human.
Yes.
Just like me, and so, but you added Joe in last minute. It's almost overwhelming. So it's very exciting.
Good. I'm with you on that. Actually, I do have a question for you, Joe. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I have a question for Kerry here. Now, I made Joe big here because this is important, Kerry. You work with some of the biggest Hollywood hunks out there. Daniel Craig, Chris Evans. Does anyone have more perfect hair, better Hollywood hair than Joe, the Christmas aficionado? I mean, come on, look at this, Kerry. This is amazing.
It's hard to say. That's a great cut. I'd really need to see that 360 turnaround.
Joe, do you mind spinning in your chair?
Oh, I see that nice part. I mean, we can all appreciate a nice head of hair and a friendly smile, right? So that's what we've got here. And I'm so lucky. I've got these 3 handsome gents to chat with. So I'm already winning.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Winning, everybody. So, Joe, sorry to put you on the spot like that, but
yes, I'm sure that you're very sorry about
that. But we are here not just to talk about Joe, not just about Kerry and Seth, although I could talk to you 3 about you 3 all day. The point of today's show is Hallmark did something very cool this year. Instead of making us wait for the big debut for the Christmas movies, they debuted a really big Halloween movie, which I thought was so cool because it was like exciting early season bringing in the movies, but seasonal. In other words, Hallmark brings in their Christmas movies early, but it's still way early. It's still Halloween time. But this was Haul Out the Halloween, the third installment of their Haul Out the Holly series, back on Evergreen Lane, right? The festive neighborhood that usually goes all out for Christmas. But this year, they're trading twinkle lights for cobwebs. We have Lacey Chabert returning as Emily. Seth, we won't get into your previous time dating her in the late 90s. We've done that. We've covered that in the show.
Yeah.
Wes Brown, the HOA president, who, Seth, we won't get into your time dating him in the early 2000s.
That's my own personal eras tour.
That's right. Seth, speaking of mid synopsis, I have a question. Is that a Vuari hat you're wearing?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes.
Nice. Kerry, that Vuari brand is very high end, very expensive.
Very luxury. Yes, looks good.
Thank you. It was a good summer.
When did you get this hat, Seth?
I like to splurge sometimes.
When did you get this hat? This is the big breaking news. Your new hat.
Oh, my new hat. I don't know, a couple days ago.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I needed something to transition between this and my Detroit Lions one that I can't. Yeah, we went through that whole thing. I can't purchase it for myself. It has to be someone that was born in Michigan or Michigan native, or I have to impregnate someone. It was a whole exchange.
Kerry, I love when Seth's internal dialogue makes it to the outside world. It makes little sense,
It's great. We love him as he is.
So there's a text thread to back up all of this. So,
but anyway, back to the movie, Seth. You always make it all about you and your hats. They even have Halloween Town alums, Kimberly J. Brown's, Daniel Kuntz, maybe you say his name. They move in, they bring their Halloween obsession to town. So we've got this cozy pumpkin spice mix of decorations, neighborhood chaos. It transforms Evergreen Lane into Everscream Lane. So it was festive, it was over the top, and a lot of fun. And I do actually have segments that I want to go over so we can just, everybody can plug in their favorites. And I was going to send them ahead of time, but I said, isn't it way more fun to just kind of throw it at you now than have something prepped? Because that's not how we do things on the show. So, no, not at all. No, it is. And meanwhile, I almost made it all the way through the synopsis without talking about Seth's new hat, which I still, it's hard to focus, Seth. I can't believe you got this hat and didn't even tell me. This is like big. I feel betrayed, Kerry, right now.
No, I believe you.
Put a different one on, or I could run to the bathroom and
the old days,
a little bit.
You weren't such a big shot. You used to tell me you'd get a new hat, and now I don't even hear from you. You just go out and purchase it. Did you buy this on your own? Nobody even gave you feedback?
Yes. Yeah, I did. And then I went out into the wild with it on. I was just like, oh.
Wow.
I don't think we can top this show, so I'm going to end this show. Seth got a new hat, everybody. Thank you very much. This is amazing. Right. Wow.
I don't know if there's a correlation between the new hat and last week. It was a good weekend, and it's
okay.
The weather was great. I don't know. So things may be a turning point.
I'm
doing things on my own, I think, is the biggest message.
Yeah, I think you are now, which is interesting. Well, let me ask Kerry, how is the weather right now? We're mid-October. How are things? You're out in LA, Hollywood. How is the weather there?
As you can see, I am in a turtleneck, and I don't know what has happened. Ever since I moved from New Jersey to LA, I will talk to all of my friends and people on the East Coast, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's 81 and it's just so hot. And I'm like, I'm in a turtleneck and my fireplace is on and I'm freezing. So it's terribly gloomy out today. We actually might get some rain, which I'm very excited about, and it makes my East Coast heart very happy. And speaking of the East Coast, I do have a special hello for you guys.
Okay. Oh.
From the one and only Joanne, my mother, who, as you know, appeared briefly, and I told her I was doing this, but I did tell her that you thought of her when you reached out, and she just could not believe it. It made her so happy. So she said she'll get back to you boys, and she'd like to do one without me so she can actually be honest. And I said, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. Joanne without a safety net. If she was on before, that's Kerry's mom, and we had them both on to review a Hallmark movie last year, and it was fantastic. And Joanne was honest and funny, witty, brutal, very, very Jersey with her takes on it, which I loved. No BS. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but she did say hello, so I had to pass that along. And Joe, I'm sure in her heart, she says hello to you too, even though she doesn't know you quite yet. So give it time.
That's all right.
Give it time.
Now she hasn't seen my channel. Come on.
You can check out his channel, Christmas Aficionado, on YouTube. But one thing I do know is Jersey girls love good hair, and Joe, so I'm sure she's going to be falling in love very soon. So that's what happened to me. I fell under your spell quickly. Speaking of spells, we have Haul Out the Halloween. And I want to get into segment number 1, which we're calling, Seth, are we calling this trick?
Beautiful transition.
Oh, thank you. I had to make up for the one where I said, and speaking of lying, here's Joe. So, this segment is called Trick or Treat or Trash, which I'd like to say, basically, did you love it? Did you like it? Or do you wish you would have ghosted it? So just kind of your overall first impressions. Did it live up to your Hallmark expectations or missed the patch completely, the pumpkin patch? Would you recommend it to other Halloween-loving Hallmark fans in general? Kerry, since you were the guest of honor today, sorry, Joe, we're going to go to you first, if you don't mind. What were your initial impressions, and were you excited for this one? Do you ever watch the fall ones, or are you more of a Christmas, Halloween, or Christmas Hallmark movie person?
I loved this movie. I actually have already watched it twice, even though it just came out on Saturday. Wow. I loved it so much. And I think because I really enjoyed those first 2 on Evergreen Lane, I think that that's why this drew me in. I wonder if they started with this one, would I be as loyal to this series if they started with the fall? I'm not sure. I am a Christmas girl at heart, but it was so fun to see a real Halloween movie on Hallmark instead of just the typical, maybe a football movie or a fall up in Vermont leaves movie. I was a little nervous when it started and they were at this fall wedding. I thought, oh no, it's going to be leaves and pumpkin spice the whole time. And they really turned it around really quickly. So I loved it so much. And I think it was terrific. I hope they do more in this series for sure.
Wow. Okay. You were a huge fan. Are you a Halloween fan as well? Because I know people get way into Halloween. Or you're waiting for Christmas?
I'm more of a Christmas girl. I think it's because my whole career, my whole life has been playing dress up. And so I don't really get into it for Halloween because to me, it's like, why would I do this on one extra day when I do it for my career? But I think it's really fun for kids. I like to see my nephews, what they've picked out and going trick-or-treating. I think that's special. But for now, I'm definitely a bit more of a Christmas girl.
I understand, because you're like, I'm not doing Halloween. That's like a non-SAG booking. I'm not getting paid. It's like non-union. This is way low. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yes. So,
I understand. Okay. Your agents would not like that. They'd want a cut of 20% of the candy that you collect.
Of the candy. Yeah. Which is really exhausting to have to divvy out those Twix bars. So
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's analysis on audition.
Yeah. So, okay, so that was a big love to start it off. Let's go to Joe, the Christmas aficionado. Now, Joe, we know you love Christmas, but we also know you love the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. You do love Halloween. You love all the seasons. You're wearing a Great Pumpkin shirt, it looks like. Is that correct?
Correct.
Look at that. Wow, with Snoopy's silhouette in there. Joe, what was your take? Tell our 47 million plus listeners, what was your take on Haul Out the Halloween?
It was okay.
Just okay.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I didn't love it.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. I
Okay.
thought it was fine. I don't think this is nearly as good as the other 2. I don't think it's as funny. I clocked in. I didn't really start laughing until probably 10 minutes into this. Like when they finally did some jokes, because it opened up on the wedding. It was all sweet, and they got married. There's a little bit of fun with Stephen Tobolowsky, and him saying, "Don't say that to my mom," and call her dear or whatever. Like, that was fine, but yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts on this one. I enjoyed watching it. I'd probably watch it again if it was on, but I think this is the worst one of the 3.
Wow, that's a take. That is a take. Okay. Interesting. Don't ever come out to Hollywood, Joe. You are not welcome. Harry's calling you right now. You're blacklisted. This is like the McCarthy era. Cousin Seth, the world is waiting with bated breath to hear. There are reporters everywhere. Tell us, what were your thoughts? And you can be honest, you didn't watch the movie.
I did watch the movie.
Oh, you did? Okay. You did. Yes.
Blow your mind in one sitting.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got food in and everything. I sat down. So
Kerry, this is not. I call this the Kerry Frances effect, because he didn't know you were going to be on as our guest, because otherwise he wouldn't even show up on time, I think.
Wow. New hat, new attitude.
I like it. You're right.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's a magic hat like Frosty's? Now that has made Seth responsible. Oh, Seth,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
right.
Go on. You watched this. So
In
you
the
said you had
situations where I have to take it off, I'm like, that's not going to be beneficial for anybody.
Seth, you said you watched it. You got food and everything. So give us a little bit of the setup here. You're sitting in your mansion, right? We know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Fireplace going?
No, this is the one room where there's not a fireplace. It's this room that you see here, sitting at this desk.
Okay. With your Gibson, what is that? The Explorer behind you?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Harry, that retails for about $2,500, but who's counting? Yeah. Okay.
I think it goes up every time we talk about it.
Well, because you played it, Seth, it goes up in value. So you're sitting there, no fireplace going. How's the weather that night? Actually, people love the weather, Seth, updates in Chicago. How is it there today, and how was it?
It's been fairly cool, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a sweatshirt, maybe a light jacket at night. And, being it that I'm bi-coastal, I'm getting to experience it on both sides of the lake. So yes, it's but yeah, it's been cooler, but it's, days. I don't know.
So were you? I don't know. Cousin wife Leslie, my wife, loves Seth's weather updates for some reason, so it's a good segment to throw in. Yeah, Seth, what? So are you're setting up? What food do you have for this? Because this is important.
It was McDonald's. Egg and cheese biscuit from McDonald's and a coffee. That's it.
Wait a minute. What kind of coffee, at least?
From the competition.
So, is it a Starbucks coffee?
It is, yes.
Is it a black coffee? Is it a pumpkin?
Oh, no, it's a latte. A latte.
Oh,
sorry.
But plain latte, fall flavor.
Plain latte.
Oh no, Joe, we're so far. Mark this as evidence when we see if he should graduate to the next level.
There should be something. Something should be said about the fact that I've already in the season. It's very early in the season. Have probably served and made over 75 pumpkin spice lattes now.
Right. Okay. Kerry, are you aware of Seth has his new business?
The general public.
Yes, he has his new business, Recharge Coffee in South Haven, Michigan, 550 Phoenix Street, which has been doing amazingly well. Yes. So you can actually you can go in and see Seth and order a coffee from him. He goes there and actually will serve the coffee, which is amazing.
Wait, I can't tell if you're being facetious. Do you actually have a new coffee shop?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Chad's never actually seen it yet.
Speaking of lying,
now back we have the most wonderful amusement park, and it's free for everyone.
That's very awesome. That's cool.
He really does. Yeah. So you would think though he would have some special kind of fall brew to have with this movie, but no, good old cousin Seth black latte, or I guess not a black latte, but a plain latte.
Because I watched it when I got back home to Chicago, so I don't have all the fun things here that I do there. So
Kerry, his newest business venture is about 2 hours from his house in South Haven, Michigan, a beautiful little Hallmark town on Lake Michigan. So he drives back and forth, or is driven back and forth.
2 hours each way?
Yeah, but I stay up there. I have some meager accommodations in the area.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess I'm almost out of my lease. So I rent a little 150 square foot space. It's an office space that I use as a recording studio that has nothing in it except an air mattress. So.
Let me correct, because cousin Seth's one of the richest people in the world, and 150 square foot. None of this is true. Seth lives in a mansion, multi-mansions, and villas all over the country. Then we'll just go with that. I'll edit that other part out, Seth.
It's okay. You can protect it. It's okay. Again, I'm almost out of the lease. I've done other interviews where I've exposed it.
Okay. So anyway, Seth, can you tell us how you've liked the movie? He's all about, his setup, everything. Joe, he just won't get into the movie itself. It's crazy.
It took a couple minutes. I'm like, oh, that's right. I remembered watching. Yeah, I think now I've seen both of the ones in the Haul Out the Holly series. Mm-hmm. This one, it dragged a little bit for me, actually quite a bit.
Wow.
I was having some trouble. I'm sorry, Kerry. It was nice, but yeah, it didn't have that kind of the momentum, I guess. Of the movie. It was like, all right, when are they going to get to it? Where's the conflict, or where's the first issue? And it didn't really seem to come to like 45 minutes in. And you're like, although I will give credit to Ned, his line about something about a story, referencing a story about a Waffle House outside of Galveston. I was like, oh, okay, that I can connect to.
Have you been there, Seth?
Not a Waffle House outside of Galveston, but Galveston, yes. And outside
Kerry,
of
when
Galveston.
Seth was 14, he got a tattoo. If you've heard the Snoopy tattoo story that Seth has, he got a tattoo when he was 14 in Galveston, Texas. Obviously not legal at that age to get a tattoo. For years, he thought it was Snoopy. And one day we had Joe on air. He showed it to Joe, and it turns out it wasn't Snoopy. After all, it was Snoopy's ne'er-do-well brother, Spike, which we encountered live on air, we discovered, which is amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
Apparently lives in the California desert and had his own movie with a real-life actress at the time.
Fascinating.
Honestly, none of this is surprising. I feel like you guys could tell me anything. You know, Seth has made a crazy discovery, bought another mansion, anything. Right. And I would go, okay, this tracks, you know.
What if we told you that Hallmark heard that episode and then decided to come up with an ornament made out of Spike or made of Spike?
Including your flesh. As
and
part
then
of the
send it to us. Yes, there's a little piece of flesh in each box.
This is Hollywood magic, Kerry, right now. Who knows what's going on? It's
magical.
It really is.
Definitely magical. Yeah. All right. So 2 mediums.
You did drop your name a few times.
So there's One Love with Kerry and 2 mediums. For me, I went into it very excited. Like I said, it was kind of an event. I knew a bunch of people who were watching it, people who were setting up. It felt like the same vibe you get when a new Hallmark Christmas movie is debuting. So that's what I really liked about it, because otherwise the other fall movies don't get as much kind of juice behind them where people aren't as excited. This one, they brought out like their biggest gun, Lacey Chabert, early. I thought it was fun. We had some food out, we had the fire going, and so we set the scene up. So I really enjoyed it. It was what it was. I expected it to be just kind of silly, funny comedy. And when you go with that, I didn't need a conflict. I didn't need a love story. I was just like, let's go have some witty dialogue and just laugh and kind of relax for a couple hours. I love Evergreen Lane. I love that cul-de-sac. Seth thinks it's a poor area, but to me, it looks really lovely. So that alone, I like, when to see the locations where they are. That's why I like a lot of these in small towns or mountain towns. So Evergreen Lane did it for me. So I really like this one myself too. So I'm closer to Kerry's view on it than you guys, but I know you two are much more critical than I am, intellectuals over there. Yes, gotcha. Yes. So let's go into segment 2. We're calling the Sweetest Treats and Spookiest Moments. Which are your favorite scenes or standout moments? Was there a scene, Kerry, that totally won you over? Any surprisingly great performances, and great performances, chemistry. So which one kind of screamed Hallmark perfection or overall just great performance?
I think that the ensemble group, Melissa Peterman, Stephen Tobolowsky, Ellen Travolta, that whole group to me really sells this whole movie. And those are the crazy neighbors that you want in real life. So anything they did together, they're very quick, witty banter, referencing, Stephen dressing up as someone in the government and having the FBI show up. Just these tiny little quips at each other that present this idea that they've been really living together, for years, and they know each other so well. I think that was really my favorite part overall. I think Wes had way more in this movie than Lacey. I think Wes had a bit more of like a star turn, but what I wish there was more of was, listen, I am a millennial girl and I love Disney Channel movies. I still do as an adult, but I loved them as a child. So maybe I'm wondering if part of why I love this so much was the Halloween Town element, right? The couple from Halloween Town. We've got, is it Daniel Kuntz? Is that how we say it?
I don't know, but that's how it's spelled, Kountz, I think. So that works.
Yeah. And then, of course, Kimberly J. Brown, Lacey's real bestie in real life. And, to me, I wish they had more. That's what I would say about in terms of the scenes. I wanted them to have more, and I wanted them to maybe stop speaking in just Shakespearean verses at all times, because I think they could have really explored that couple and had it be such a fun new part of it, versus feeling like every time they showed up, they had like one line each, and then we moved back to the storyline. But they were a storyline, so I would have loved to see a little bit more from them.
That's interesting. Well, 2 things on that. So first of all, speaking in Shakespearean verses off air, that's how Seth and I speak to each other naturally, but that's neither here nor there, very Elizabethan. Because you watched this twice in a row and you're talking about the witty dialogue, when you went back and watched this the second time, were there some parts there had to be that you completely missed the first time? You're just like, oh my gosh, that's so good. Because it's like boom, 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 boom on this show.
I will tell you the first thing that made me really laugh was when Wes's character dropped Lacey when they just got back to town, and that is such a silly thing to get a laugh out of, like just like a quick stunt fall where she falls out of his arms. That made me laugh. I did have to go back and check, was the whole Halloween thing because Lacey's character Emily had gotten spooked as a child, and it was after reviewing it, and that did take me a minute to say, is that's what we're going with, that the entire town shut down Halloween because one small child got scared briefly by another small child. That was a hard thing for me to swallow when I did rewatch it and get that. And then the other thing that when I rewatched that made me tilt my head, I think at one point Wes's character Jared called his mother 80. Did anyone else clock that? And for an 80-year-old, you know the lingo. When they were in the tea scene and she was
right.
Oh, he's got Riz, and like she was throwing out a bunch of like
I thought he was referring to Elaine or Travolta. What's her name? Travolta's character. I thought he was referring to her maybe.
So much more, because I said this woman is barely 65. Like she is, she looks good. If we're supposed to believe she's 80, that we need to work on the casting. So that was my biggest confusion watching it again. I thought, are these the plot points? Did I miss something? So yeah, but I think overall that's that's what I like so much. And I loved when Melissa Peterman's character said, never apologize for a yard yelp to her child, Helen. I thought their dynamic was really cute the whole time.
It was. And they were believable as mother and daughter too, which was cool. Well, speaking of Halloween Town, because you're, so you said you watched this growing up. I've never seen Halloween Town. I knew they were the alumni for it. It sounds like I should watch it. No, for you, Joe, Seth?
I've never.
No, what is it?
No.
Boy,
it's a Disney movie. I've just never seen it.
It's iconic. It's one of those. It's like a hocus pocus for a lot of people, where you watched it as a child and then you grew up, watching it forever. Debbie Reynolds played Kimberly's grandmother, and so obviously Debbie Reynolds is like an icon in TV and Broadway and dance and all sorts of things. But it is just the silliest movie where this young girl feels just weird and out of place, and of course it turns out she is a witch, just like her grandmother. And she and her younger brother sneak off to Halloween Town with some of the scariest Disney characters you will ever see. And I mean, it still scares me as an adult to watch this movie. Yeah,
is that why they canceled Halloween in your neighborhood, Kerry? Because you were scared early when you were young.
Yeah, the whole town shut it down. And I think you would love it because also they reference it, right? So in the movie at the very end, Kimberly's character says, "Halloween is cool," right? And you might say to yourself, why is she saying this as dialogue? That's because that was her biggest line. It's a big TikTok trend, that audio, where you hear her say Halloween is cool, and it goes into like the theme song. And when they were doing the werewolf with like the blow dryer, and she was saying, on the lawn, they were doing like setting up a werewolf. She said, "Oh, be careful, this can catch on fire. Trust me, I know." That's a scene from the other movie. So I think they threw in a few little nudges for it. Right. Yeah, but it's really cute. And I think there's like 5 of them. You don't need to watch beyond. Yeah, it's like Halloween 2, back in action. Halloween 3, return to whatever. So yeah, people really love it. I'm a Hocus Pocus girl, most of all, but I like to get in a Halloween Town every year.
Wow, I will definitely check it out. I know it's like a big thing, and I keep hearing about it, but I just watched Hocus Pocus for the first time like 2 years ago, so I'm a little behind on fall movies.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Catch up there. Yeah, I will. So I knew there were a bunch of lines and things we were missing because if you're a fan, because they do fan service like for we're also fans of the Howard Stern show, and there was somebody on there from it. If you remember, Melissa Peterman's brother who randomly shows up in the dog outfit, that's Richard Christie from the Howard Stern show. Yes, Joe.
That's He was dressed as Teen Wolf, from what I've gathered. So from the 80s movie Teen Wolf.
I did not get that reference. Yeah. I knew he must have been someone, and I did not have any idea. So it gives something for everyone.
Exactly. And I thought he was great. Richard Christie, I thought he acted well. And it was like, he was so randomly just jammed in there that someone's a big Stern fan in casting there, or the director or something, to have him in. Seth and Joe, what do you think about his performance as, I thought he was a dog, but Joe is saying he was Teen Wolf.
No, he was Teen Wolf. He was Teen Wolf because he had a Letterman jacket on. I loved, I mean, that was I was waiting for that entire scene because I knew he was on in the movie. The fact that he's Melissa Peterman's character's brother was interesting. Because normally I would have just thought he would have just been some random guy walking around, but they actually gave him. He's actually now a character in the lore of the Hawley movie.
He's canon. Yeah.
I'd like to
Carrie,
go back.
Not to interrupt Joe, but just so Carrie, the character we're talking about, he was also in the Chiefs movie. He's the guy when they replayed that the trailer for it ad nauseum. Go Chiefs! So he was also like inserted in that too.
Oh.
So he's
okay.
in a few of these things.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Joe. Go on. I just wanted to give a little more background.
So I want to follow up on what Kerry was saying about the movie and about why they set it up this way that Lacey's character, was scared once, and so they stopped doing Halloween. The best parts of this movie, and I think we're still on segment 2, I'm not quite sure, but if we are, the best parts of these movies is the entire cast together. And when they do those quick snippets and stuff, what really works on the first movie is they don't always get along very well. They like each other. They don't hate each other, but they have conflict. Now we're at the point where they're all just like happy and working together, and it's just not as good. And then they threw in this whole thing about her grandmother, honoring her memory by decorating for Halloween. Here's the way you do this movie. You do this movie where this new couple comes in, starts decorating for Halloween. This whole area never does that because they're the Christmas place. Then they all compete with each other to have the best Halloween yard. And that's where you get that conflict. That's where you get the crazy Ned stuff. That's where you get everything. And having all of this together to just be sentimental about her grandmother who passed, and for some reason her ghost haunts the painting and keeps turning it and stuff. That's what it didn't work for me, because it took away from what the first movie is, where they're arguing with each other, they're competing against each other. They threw in the whole thing of Wes's mom dating Stephen Tobolowsky's character. That was funny, but they got over it pretty quick. Like, he was like, just take care of her, So I think that's the problem I had with this, is that the conflict is not where nearly as good as it was in the first movie, because even in the second movie, it started to soften a little bit. So
interesting. Okay.
So I just rewrote the movie for them. So
I like
that's
that.
how they could have done it. Yeah.
It's a really good point. And it definitely, as someone who has movies on desks there right now, I will tell you the feedback of what you can include and can't include in terms of like any type of problem. It tracks that the biggest problem was the 8-year-old getting spooked and Halloween was canceled forever. Right. So that's a great idea. Like, that's a great pitch. It's a really fun movie. Would it actually eventually get made? Maybe not, based on at least the current feedback that we get in terms of screenwriting and script.
Why, you think? Because they would just say it's too similar to the first two?
Yeah, or they would be, there's too much conflict, or there's too many issues between these people. We need to really make it easier and lighter to watch. And, there's things that you specifically can and cannot do in each different script. And I'm sure if any of you have any experience in that, I'm sure you would know as well. But it also is what keeps it so predictable and comfortable and cozy for all of us to watch and enjoy. But I like your pitch. I think it's great.
All right,
yeah,
Joe,
I mean, in reality, what is the story of this movie?
Right.
That there was no story. It was essentially they all just decorated, and at the end they decided to raise money for a children's hospital thing, and they did that, and they celebrated Halloween. Wow. That was the story. Like, it was not, I was waiting for something underlying to build up, and it never did.
All right.
Yeah, I think I thought it was going to be like the second one where the new neighbors move in, which probably is why I was disappointed there wasn't more for these characters. But that, to me, it would have been, if I could change anything, I would do that, right? Yeah. So the neighbors move in, and they're like so creepy and so weird, and they force them to do this Halloween thing, and nobody likes it, and there's this big problem, and then they all resolve it at the end, and they realize they can learn from these new people who aren't like them. But instead, it had nothing to do with the new neighbors. It was just,
they got the new neighbors were like their best friends as soon as they moved
immediately.
I didn't expect that either. No.
Yeah.
And so that was what was disappointing for me. Now the second one is all about new neighbors coming in and them arguing with it, and I don't even remember what the conflict was for that one, but so I guess retelling the same story doesn't make a lot of sense. But doing something where like what was the goal of the movie? That unfortunately there was none. And unlike the other two, this is why I didn't enjoy this one as much.
Interesting. So you want more conflict, Joe. That's why you were up for the Nobel War Prize.
I want them to be at each other a little bit. Like,
okay.
Because if you look at when you watch the first one, they arguing a lot, but it's a funny argument. And at this point now, they're just it's kind of tamed down a little bit. And there was still funny parts, little quips here and there where they would get each other, but it was not nearly as fun. So.
Okay. All right. Wow. Jeez. You're not getting the cameo in the fourth one, Joe. You're really not. No.
That's fine.
All right. Okay. That's what he says, Seth, but he wants it. So here we go. Cousin Seth.
Yes.
You are up. We want to know what your thoughts are. You listen to Joe, you listen to Carrie, and I know you have thoughts and you can put them together. So can you give us your thoughts now, Seth? What were your favorite moments? And did it win you over here?
I don't know. It's again kind of like with the rewritten script. Joe's rewritten script sounds a little more appealing. Even in the beginning with the wedding scene, I knew it was a Halloween movie, so I was like, all right, maybe something's going to happen. I figured she was going to wake up from a nightmare, or something's going to happen at the wedding, and she'd wake up as be a nightmare or something like that, and that was going to kind of take you into the movie. And then it was just like that kind of got worked through, and got worked through. They got married. They did that, whatever that is, and who knows if they're still together.
It's one way to look at marriage, Seth. It's so sad.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There was also, so that was kind of one thing. And then when that didn't happen, and they stayed married, and everything kind of just stayed status quo, and then they kind of went into the decorating, all that stuff. It's like, all right, not much, but there was a point where I think they were in the attic or something like that, and he had been a couple times where Jared starts referring to grandma, and grandma, and it turns into this royal like grandma. It's our grandma, and it was just like, all right. It kind of took me out of like, these two are still married. It's like, are they brothers? It's just like it's a different relationship, and I don't know. So that kind of, I just thought there were more points that kept pulling me out of it.
Seth, did the grandma remind you of Bubby at all? Of course, Seth and I have the same grandma, a Bubby. Any Bubby vibes? No, me either.
No, I don't think it's any Bubby vibes.
Have we heard from Bubby lately?
We have not, and we are still on the lookout, but thank you for reminding us, Joe.
Yeah, and she's not going to reduce herself to some attic somewhere in Utah or something like that. Is Bubby up here? No, of course she's not here.
So, Seth, was there one moment that really stood out to you? Like, this is just awesome. Your favorite part?
The Facendra commercial. It really hit on all the feelings that I was having: the lightheadedness, the mania, shortness of breath. So,
okay, I didn't expect that, but
I don't know what that's actually used for. But I don't know. I get. So another thing was at the end. Of the
Facendra commercial or the movie.
The movie. So I don't know if I should say it right now, but anyway, so he gets the acceptance into the Norwegian Santa school.
Yes,
he gets his golden ticket, and I think they mention it a couple times. So you would think naturally that they're going to do probably the countdown to Christmas, do another Haul Out the Holly, but I don't think they are. When we did they're
not. But did you, Kerry? Okay. Did you think that was a setup for the fourth installment? And then Joe,
I definitely thought it was.
Okay. It could be like, go on.
We're definitely going to get the fourth one, and it'll be that storyline. Mm-hmm. But Seth's right. The having the wedding, hold on. Right. Having the wedding in
3847.
Having the wedding in the Halloween, having a fall Halloween kind of wedding after those first two movies, that was the wrong way to go. And I liked Seth's idea that she wakes up as a nightmare, that it wasn't a Christmas wedding.
That would be cool.
Yeah. That's what's silly about these movies. Like they're silly. The thoughts are that someone has a dream that they have this beautiful fall wedding when they really want one that's all Christmassy. Like that's funny.
Right. Right.
So
yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a fourth, and I kind of thought they were setting it up where it's going to be a blend with the movie from last year where there was the Santa School. Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
With
Like
Ben. Was it Ben Ayers? Benjamin
Yeah,
Ayers.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that they're going to somehow blend those two movies together into something.
Okay.
But I'd love to know, and I don't know if you have this on your list of questions for you three, if you could set one of like the next movie in this town for a different holiday, what would you set it as? Like, would you do another Halloween one and make it a terrible slasher film? Would you do a Valentine's Day one? Would you do where would you set the next evergreen movie?
That's a great question, Seth. I know you're going to say Passover, but maybe there's something else. Seth? What do you think? What holiday?
I don't know. I mean, I would think something Christmas, but I would like maybe a time lapse.
A pagan version, Seth?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. A Wiccan Christmas.
Sold.
Yeah. It would be good, actually.
Well, maybe like a gap of time. Like, so 4th of July weekend or something. And it's just like you celebrate that. And then something happens with the characters. And then next thing you know, it's Christmas or it takes you to Christmas.
Okay.
So. All right. Joe, what about you? I like that question, Kerry. Joe, what do you think?
So the original scope of this movie was that it was an HOA thing when they're always trying to make sure everyone stays in line with the HOA. So let's get back to that because that's we started off in this movie with that a little bit. Do a Thanksgiving movie. So everyone dresses decorates for Thanksgiving, but slowly people are trying to creep in the Christmas. And there's an HOA thing that you can't have Christmas until a certain date, or you can't provide certain Christmas decorations. That's what was crazy about the first one, was that they always competed against that. So do a Thanksgiving Day one. So you have a Halloween, you have a Thanksgiving, and then you have another Christmas one.
That's a great take. I like that. Seth, what were you cracking up about? You start cracking up in the middle of that. You're a mute, which is great for a podcast.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, nothing. I was just having a thought. It's a great idea.
But you were laughing so hard you went off screen, and that was I can't let him off that easily.
Something dropped on the floor.
No, it didn't.
The timing.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay, fine. Oh, I like that question. Kerry, have you ever auditioned for a Hallmark movie, or would you like to? If not,
I have only a few, primarily because of the Canadian issue, but I think more and more we're seeing some U.S. actors. The girl that played the news reporter is a U.S. actor. I was delighted to see that. Yeah, I definitely would. I would say primarily it's the writing and producing for Hallmark and those types of movies that has pushed forward in the race. But hopefully the whole idea there would be that whatever it is that we sell to them, I'll end up as one of the characters, right? So I could very easily play Lacey's sister or Aaron, Cahill's sister, or so many of them. Or some other, kind of B plot, unless they lose their minds and give me the A storyline as new fresh Hallmark.
Right. I like that. So is this breaking news right now, Kerry? Are you talking with Hallmark about, or maybe you can't, about some projects? Is this, or do you not want to say?
I can tell you that I have projects there. I have both original and book adaptations.
Did you hear that?
I've optioned 10 books in 2 years, which I'm very excited about. And I've written 5 features and 2 pilots in the same time.
Gosh.
It's been exhausting, but I have a lot of the producers that make these movies on my in my corner, and I'm so grateful to them. It's like a dream come true to have them reach out and to get sent to sense things. And one of them recently said, "Oh, I'm going to put that in the Kerry folder," and I fully was like, "You have a Kerry folder? That's so cool!"
That is amazing.
So, yeah, it's really fun. I would love to write and make and act in Hallmark movies for sure. And sometimes, I get made fun of from people because they're like, well, you're in big theatrical releases. Like, why? I just think it brings so many people so much happiness. And I love how they support women, in front of and behind the camera.
Right.
And I think the 2-week turnaround is very appealing. And, playing around with like $1 million, $2 million budget, that sounds so fun to me. So that is definitely the case. And we are all saying all of our prayers constantly to hopefully get one of those pushed over the line. So I've learned a lot about Hallmark in the past 2 years for sure.
Yeah, so it's a large barrier to entry to get in. But once you're in, which is good.
It's a really, yeah. And, I asked that question because that's exactly what I started thinking last night. Okay, I want to start writing the fourth one. What would that look like? Then you have to ask, I have to go to my manager and say, can I even start putting something together? Would they even read it if I'm not one of their two writers that have been writing these or conceptualized it and, kind of getting all that information. So, yeah, it's a fun thing to do, to sit down and write a cozy Christmas movie, and just the whole day passes, and it's a nice thing to climb into.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah. What do you think, Seth?
I had a question for you. I have a question for you, Chad. Do you have a Seth folder?
I have a Seth file drawer, which is like loaded. Yes, and
legal documents.
File. There's a record.
I keep everything just in case you never know with Seth. So. Yeah. Thank you for asking, though, Joe. It's behind me. That's why I have this background, so no one can see. It's a vault, and it's wonderful. Yeah. But that is great, Kerry. Well, we are pushing for you, of course, and I'm sure there'll be a Cousin Seth cameo when you start getting juice to pick who you want in the movies, because that would really be gangbusters. Yeah. He could play Teen Wolf if that hasn't been done yet. Yeah, I love that.
Perhaps a coffee shop owner.
Oh, there you go. Or a billionaire with a monocle and a top hat. A Valari top hat. That'd be nice.
We'll get something. We'll get some there. I'd like to do one in New Jersey, so keep it in mind.
Oh, nice. Seth, we better start doing our gym, tan, and laundry for when this gets greenlit.
Absolutely. Okay. Bulk up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, we'll show off our abs. I love it. Christmas abs. Okay, beautiful. So let's move on.
Santas.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do Santa's routine.
Is this time to tell your story of when you dated Snooki, Seth, or we'll save that for another time?
Save it, boys. Save it.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Too much.
Yeah, you're right. So let's go to just real quickly, your least favorite, your weirdest, or your cheesiest parts. So, Kerry, did you have a least favorite part? Oh, just so I can say real fast, my favorite part, anytime, I guess it's Ellen Travolta was on. She was so great. I loved her character. I love when she did the rap. That was fun for me. I was a big fan. So, okay, Kerry, your least favorite or like the weirdest, cheesiest parts?
Like the Wizard of Oz part when she was coming back from her like fainting spell. All the pop culture. I liked when Lacey made the reference about feeling like a plastic, right? The Mean Girls reference. And I liked the Halloween Town. But there was so many pop culture references in this. It almost felt like there was like some kind of bet going on. How many could they get in the final script? And the Wizard of Oz one in particular, except for Stephen Tobolowsky leaning in the window, I thought was funny. But I didn't need that scene.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Joe, what about you? The whole movie.
No. I like the movie overall. I mean, it has its problems, but I think I really loved all the pop culture references.
Okay.
I
Joe.
think.
You guys are totally polar opposites here.
But like the dialogue, the one part that I laughed the hardest was when they were talking about how she's never watched the Neverending Story, and she goes, "I can't do quicksand in a horse," because if you're an 80s kid, that was like the scariest thing in the world, is watching that horse drown in quicksand in that movie. So I found that funny. I actually don't like the rap. I thought that the rap at the end was bad and cheesy.
Yeah. I just was a fan of her character, so it worked for me. But I got you.
It was a little much at the end. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Joe hates rap. He hates Halloween. He hates quicksand. Seth, have you ever seen Neverending Story? I've never seen
Story.
The Neverending Story? No, I haven't.
No. Seth, what was your weirdest, strangest, lamest part that you didn't like?
Quicksand story? I don't. I don't know. It's like the weirdest part.
You don't want to turn Hollywood off, Seth, and say anything negative.
No, I want to change it. Okay. Really change it. I don't know. I think because when I really started watching these movies, it's always been in that Christmas kind of arena area.
Right.
But so it's watching these out of that is a little weird. I don't know. I guess if they would have just jumped into it quicker and just had, it would have been action throughout. You're looking for a scene in particular?
No, it's fine. So more action. You want gunfights and explosions.
Right, like you would expect. The Freddy Krueger thing when he comes out, dressed as Freddy Krueger. Chatty Krueger. Yeah, that was at the Nickelback reference or something. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also went as Freddy Krueger one Halloween.
You did?
I did in Texas. It was like 80 degrees out. They had on the Freddy Krueger mask, a sweater, and
Oh my
it was
gosh.
hot. But yeah, it's a little crazy. But
please find that picture.
So I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah.
Can you get the picture from that? I know Aunt Mare has it like on her wall, so it should be easy to find.
Right. She has it in the clock or something, or airbrushed in a sweatshirt.
Yeah. All right. Well, see if you can find
That's
that.
my
Okay.
boy.
That was yours. I don't know what mine would be. And since nobody liked the rap, I'm going to say the rap after saying I liked it because I just want to be accepted. Okay. I had another segment. If we had a magic wand, what would we change? But I think we've covered it. We've rewritten the script, recast it. We've done everything.
We're talking about another franchise entirely.
Exactly.
You see, Chad, when you send these in advance, then I know to keep that story until the very end.
Oh,
right. Yeah. Yes,
critical
you're right.
feedback.
You're right. Joe, keep this for next year's Halloween review, please. The last segment we're going to have is the final pumpkin rating, your ratings and wrap up. So just your lines. Was it the cozy classic, seasonal scare off? We know how somehow everybody's feeling, but would you watch it again next Halloween? And out of 5 pumpkins or whatever you want to rate it, what is your rating? Kerry, what would you say? I think we know where you're going with this.
I'm going a solid 4 pumpkins. I think that you guys have swayed me a little bit to consider some of the concerning storyline elements. But yeah, and I definitely will watch it again. I'll probably watch it this week. I'll probably watch the Christmas ones this week. It's a full commit. Wow,
I love that. Okay, excellent. Seth, let's go to you because you're just going to copy what Joe says. So I'm having you go first.
I'm going to have to go with 2 pumpkins.
Yeah,
so I didn't love it. I said it dragged. There wasn't a lot of redeemable parts. I applaud Hallmark for putting out a Halloween movie around this time because they're going to be in competition with innumerable amount of horror movies throughout the years, and people are going to rewatch and new ones that are coming out all the time. So I think it's a tough sell. For Hallmark to jump in. Maybe they've done other Halloween movies, but
they have. Okay, we covered them the last 2 years, Seth.
Are you sure?
3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1 ghost, and I think Haunted Wedding as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's even one with Ashley Williams. That's like one that's beloved and stuff.
We covered the one with Marcus Rosner and Ashley Williams. I forget what that was called. There was like 2 couples, but
okay, I get it. I can't just say things and they're just every
got to prove you wrong.
Every once in a while, you'll be right.
Joe, mark that into evidence. He has no recollection of the shows he's doing. But okay, so Seth, you're giving it a 2.
Other network. What's that?
Okay, you're giving it a 2.
Sorry.
You're right.
Yeah, so it's moved.
Look at the fan. It's one of those fanless ones.
We're supposed to see that.
Very expensive. That's like a Dyson or something, Seth. Very fancy. Yeah, just happened to show that off, Kerry. We know he did that on purpose, right? It wasn't an earthquake.
Accidentally hit my screen. What are you thinking?
Joe, what are you rating the movie and Seth's setup there? The background, the fan, the guitar, the drums.
Oh, well, the backdrop's a 5.
Okay, 5. Good.
So if the Haul Out the Holly, the first one is a 5 pumpkin, it would be a 5 pumpkin. The second one was a 4 pumpkins. I'm going right down the middle. I'm going to give this one a 3.
A 3. Okay, that's fair. Not bad. Okay, interesting. I have to give this close to a 4. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I see where Seth is saying it dragged a little. I could see all of your points for it, but it is, what it set out to be. It's not Citizen Kane. It's not a serious movie. It's not even a romance necessarily. It's more calm than rom-com. And that's what it delivered. And I just like that it was an event viewing early in the season. So because of that, I'm going to give it 3.75 Seth Vuari hats out of 5, which I think is really pretty good. Yeah, so it's almost up there. It would have been higher maybe if she rapped more and longer. That could have bumped it over 4 for me. But I did enjoy that all. So that's it. I think we covered everything from Halloween to hats and Joe's hair. I mean, there's nothing left to cover. Kerry, you have a ton of things always going on. Tell us what are the projects coming up maybe immediately or in the future, what you're most excited for. I know you've acted with Daniel Craig and all these other people. You've been on, with Seth many times. So what's very exciting and next up for you?
Sure. So next week I have a rom-com out, which I'm really excited about. It's called Us and Ourselves, and I put an original song in it. So you also get to hear me sing in it, which is really fun. And then the next Knives Out movie comes out on Thanksgiving. I'm in that. And so reunited with my buddy Daniel. But this time it was incredible. It was Glenn Close and Josh O'Connor, Mila Kunis, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott. I mean, it's just an unbelievable cast. And that will come out in theaters on Thanksgiving, and then it will go to Netflix on December 12th. So pretty much.
Did you have scenes with a lot of them, like Glenn Close, or did you?
I did, yeah. Glenn was really, and she was wonderful. She had her dog Pip with her, and anyone that has a dog on set, I immediately gravitate to. But you know, she kept the conversation going. I never want to be too much with people, and she's an icon. It was Glenn Close, right? And every time I thought our convo would kind of die down, she would tap me back on the shoulder and ask me something else, and she made me feel really included, which was really special. And then she would just go do the most unbelievable work in front of me, and then come back and be like, anyway. And I thought, oh, this is it, you know? So it's a really good movie. It's definitely different from the last two. And so we'll see how people take it. But I'm just so honored and thrilled to be back with another Benoit Blanc detective mystery in the Knives Out world. And it's called Wake Up Dead Man. So
Wake Up Dead Man. Wow. And that's coming out in theaters around Thanksgiving, and then on Netflix after that.
Yeah. And then, you know, just waiting on to hear what we're going to move forward with in terms of scripts. I am closing a deal right now to write a rom-com, which I'm pretty excited about. It's an original pitch, and they bought it on the pitch, not from a full script, which is fun. And I just closed a deal with the incredible Nancy Nagel. So I have now a body of her books as well that we're going to be shopping. And I'm just so excited, and I just can't wait to see what happens next. So I hope everyone loves these next two movies, and I can't wait till we're talking about my Hallmark movie.
I know,
acting or writing. Yeah,
don't forget us when this all hits. Wow. Before this, our biggest news was Seth's hat, that he got a hat. And you have a lot more going on, Kerry. This is interesting. Wow.
I might change it up again.
Right. So, Kerry, really fast, Us and Ourselves, where is that? Where can we see that? That's coming out soon.
That's going to be just streaming everywhere, video on demand. It's going right to digital platforms. So I'm going to know more, and the next call I have is with that director. So hopefully I'll get more info. But for now, I know it goes to streaming, video on demand, and then we'll release the song as a single as well.
Wow. Well, please keep us updated and let us share everything, because I'd like to watch that as well. Very cool. Wow. I'm so impressed, and congratulations with all that. That is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My head's spinning with all this going on. This is fascinating. Yeah.
I cry a lot. It's really a lot for one person, but I keep adding to my team, and I can't wait. So this is what I always wanted, and I'm happy to deal with the stress along with the excitement.
Living the dream from the Garden State Parkway to the Hollywood Hills. I love it. This is amazing. Joe, anything you want to plug after that? I wouldn't even bother. I mean, where are we going with this?
Well, coming out this week is my final episode of The Year in Christmas, 1980.
Very nice.
So I'm in the middle of copyright hell right now with YouTube, but it's going to get out this week. I just got to submit new versions and see if it gets approved. So
okay, so that'll be out when? This Sunday, Friday?
This week sometime coming
The Year in Christmas 1980. Seth, what are you plugging? Recharge Coffee?
Recharge. Yes. Anyway, if they want to send some stuff, Recharge. Come on and visit us. We're open Thursday through Sunday till probably till about the end of the year. We'll have turkeys for Thanksgiving. So it's very exciting. And
as a vegetarian, I hate that idea, Seth. I don't like that. Unless there's pets, then that's cool. Okay.
Come on in. We can hang out if it's not too busy. We can chat. I may be Sans hat. You never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kerry, he has had, this is real, many people come in that are fans of the show to Recharge to see him. And it's been cool. Yeah, they take pictures with him and send it. He has people come in with the Christmas cousin shirt and things, so they know they can see him in person. And we've had people specifically go out of their way to visit him, including Joe and others. It's very cool. We like that. So
awesome. Yeah, it was very nice.
And I have nothing to plug. If you're looking for me, find me on Christmas Cousins Pod, or I'll be out surfing. Other than that, I just wait for the next show to talk to Seth again. I don't do anything else. So, that's about it. So excellent. Kerry, thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure. So much fun. We're looking forward to having you back again for a Christmas movie this year. Don't forget us when you win your Academy Award. At least mention Seth. You don't have to mention me. No one cares about me. And Joe, thank you. Seth, as always, thank you for being my cousin. I appreciate that. That's my greatest honor. So thank you, everybody. Check us out. Christmas
it's
Cousins
our greatest honor and accomplishment maybe to date.
I love
we
this
do have
guy.
kids, though. But,
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. And check out Kerry on all her projects. Thanks, everyone.